Wandering across the Acrosto Valley, Eikro finds the quiet town of Darloum. Approaching the town, he notices something peculiar. The people are searching for something. Maybe the chief could provide some answers. This must be the chieftain. He explains that all the children were taken. He begs Eikro to seek out information on the littles, and points towards the Qualia Desert. This is the place to start the search. Eikro approaches the Quaisia Desert. The winds are whipping, and the temperature is deadly hot. This will prove to be a harsh journey forward. Hopefully, he will find something useful on the other side. Man, first there are worms that nearly take my shield. Now there's a birthday candle in front of my face, reminding me how old I am. Eikro loses his footing and tumbles into a crevice. There doesn't seem to be a way to climb back up from where he fell. The way back up must be through the cave. Best keep an eye out for any cave bugs and move through quickly. That cave really bugged me. Eikro finds a small opening devoid of light. He slips his body through a jagged hole to a deeper cavern. The eerie sounds of fluttering fill the cave. There is no choice but to keep moving ahead. It was even worse, it drove me batty. This must be the way out. The jagged walls appear to offer spots to grab hold. He begins to climb towards the light and out of this locust-infested undergrowth. caves in these Kaiser levels are beasts to my hands. I should have stopped at the armory for some compression gloves, like Sir T.J.B. would have. Oh, the leaves and branches are a welcome sight after the gloomy caves. Ahead he sees creatures playing. If he approaches quietly, they may not be alerted. He must keep pressing onward to find information about the children. The precious children. I thought the beasts in those trees would leave me alone. Oh, goodness gracious. A mysterious figure stands parallel Eikro in a burnt, clear-cut field. The being shrieks, "You will face the wrath of Toxgen!" and then vanishes into thin air. What a weirdo. Eikro needs to learn more about what is going on. I saw my life flash before my eyes in that fiery forest. Exiting the forest, Eikro is surrounded by a gathering of small humanoid creatures. Suddenly a large box slams into the ground at his feet. It will be smart to keep heading toward the Great Sea before things get worse. How dareth those rapscallions block my path? The old brittle wood crumbles beneath his feet, splashes into the choppy water below. As he tries to rise up out of the water, the undertow is too strong, and he is pulled out to sea. This might be a problem. Truly some fishy business in that underwater cavern. Everything begins to fade away on his rise to the surface. An evil boat finds him lying on the water surface and takes him aboard. Maybe if he can find the anchor, he can throw the ship off course and to a crashing halt. Those demonish heads were truly gunning for me. My lord. Eikro finds himself stopped on an island in the southern region of the Great Sea. He spots a village across the plains. Maybe someone there knows how to find Toxtgen. Eikro makes haste towards potential information. Those creatures were quite nutty. On the settlement's boundary, he catches a heavy and foul feeling in the air. This is not a safe place. He must rapidly navigate through the village and try to find any useful knowledge to further his quest. Those villagers were quite shy, but very violent. How dare they attack the great Eikro? Eikro is surrounded on all sides by irate villagers. In the corner of his eye, he notices a figure approach, and a hush falls over the crowd. This is the same figure he encountered in the fiery forest. Held in a binding spell, a poisonous dagger is drawn from thin air and plunged into his neck. Fading into a poisonous haze, the deity whispers, "Forget them! The children are gone! Toxtgen's plans are not to be disturbed!" What a truly messed up dream that was! Eikro wakes from his poison-induced slumber drenched in sweat. He knows this place contains information regarding the whereabouts of the children in Toxtgen, but first he must break free from this cage! Ripping apart his pen, he disposes of anyone in his way. Unfortunately, the evil priestess has vanished, but he does discover a map with the location of Toxtgen's temple. Time to find a boat and get to the Western Great Sea. The forest keeps planting these dastardly creatures on top of me. They're quite nutty, even nuttier than the last time. Oh! Eikro finds a seaworthy vessel at the forest's edge, collects his supplies and aims the compass to the west. Rowing through the choppy waters is the only way to further the journey. The children must be saved! A monolithic mountain appears before Eikro. He can see Toxton's temple upon the mountain. To avoid being slammed into the rocks, he will need to dock early. These small islands are dotted with foes. Danger must await him. Those filthy creatures had balls of steel to challenge the might of Eikro. Having conquered the rocky shoreline, he begins to hike toward the temple. As he moves further up the mountain, the weather steadily changes, and the surroundings grow icier. This climb could get slippery. How dare none of those dastardly birds give Eikro a ride? Just left me with 3 buckets instead. How dare they? Reaching the temple walls, he searches for a way through. In his pursuit, he discovers a courtyard leading to a large entry. Unfortunately, the path is scattered with slime balls. Looks like there is not a clear path forward. Devilish slime balls indeed! Did I see one of them spout fire? Is this a Secret of Mana crossover? A hulking creature grabs Eikro and hoists him by the neck. The menace begins beating him within an inch of his life! When Eikro feels he might perish, the beast drags him down to the temple dungeon and locks him in a cell. Eikro hears a tiny voice in the shadows. A little girl approaches the cell and smiles. She slides a key through the bars and fades back into the darkness. Time to get out of here and clear everything in his path. Dear Lord, ironically enough, I wasn't left with much room for error with all those dastardly runes I faced. A stab through the heart puts an end to the hulking beast. There is a certainty that Toxtun is aware of the hero's presence. Now it's time to find the children and release them from their captor. I need to hand it to that brute Toxtun. He had hands everywhere trying to hand me defeat in that 5-room dungeon of hell. Toxtun is waiting as Eikro arrives in the chamber. There's not a chance to think before the brute launches an all-out attack. Diplomacy is not an option. Now is the time to fight. Take that, you nasty brute, Toxtun. I knew he was headed for defeat with all those nasty heads coming my way. With their final breath, the monster taunts, "You'll never stop her! Fazifo will not rest until she conquers all Vamril!" Eikro then drives his blade into Toxtun's neck and swiftly removes its head. Gathering all the children from the temple, he loads them into the boat and sets out on the journey back toward Darloum. Upon his arrival, the villagers are overcome with joy. Eikro declares the return of their loved ones and the demise of Toxtun. The crowd wildly cheers, and the children are reunited with their families. As night sets over Darloum, the town erupts into celebration. Eikro watches as the place becomes at peace once more, yet Toxtun's words still lurk in his mind. Fasifo is out there and planning something terrible. I sense a sequel. Upon the new daybreak, Eikro collects his belongings and sets out away from Darloum to discover the truth of Fasifo. Okay. That is Eikro, The Children of Darloum. As I mentioned towards the end, I'm seeing a sequel coming, and I am very, very happy when that guild will get here. I hope you enjoyed the ride as much as I did. Probably my favorite Jordan hack. It was short, like shorter than some of Jordan's hacks, but it was very enjoyable. So made up for the length, and plus it looks like we are getting a sequel. So that is going to be awesome. Kind of like in the whole theme of like, you know, Halo Side A, Side B in the same year. Maybe we'll get this and then the sequel in the same year, hopefully. No rush, but that'd be nice. But yeah. I was finishing Invictus and I saw this came out, and my plan was to start the Sailor hacks, and I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna play this one first because I'm a really big fan of Jordan's hacks and all his works, and yeah, this took priority on that. So kind of gave me White Castle vibes with the one long level without a world map to go around. A lot of very unique and creative sprites, obviously, to go with the theme. Obviously, the Eikro sprite as well, very creative. I liked it a lot. Hope you all liked the variation of my dad joking with doing it along with the story, along with the accent I used. Hope you enjoy it. But yeah, to the next one. And 100%. Nice. So, till the next one. Bye.